Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to see another Power BI dashboard, and it will be another portfolio project in your resume, or you can also add it in your portfolio websites. So this will be an Uber trip analysis dashboard, and everybody knows what is Uber, what is Ola. So this is a service which is given to different customers or riders who want to move from one place to another in the form of different cabs or different cars, right? And they charge you some fee based on that from one location to another location, and that is the same thing which we are going to analyze over here. So the data which we have will be available for you to download in the description of this particular video, from where you can download it and you can use for your own analysis. And this in this particular video, we are going to make use of different advanced functionalities of Power BI, which you might have learned till date in a concept wise, or you might have not learned as well. But and if you have learned, you were not able to apply that in real time or in a practical way. So in this project, you will be able to do all those things. You will apply it in a real time in practical way, and you will study how to apply them. And based on that, at the end of this project, you will be gaining so much of knowledge, so that in appearing for any interview, or in appearing or any doing it for your real time project also, it will be helpful for you, and you will learn so many things from this particular project, right? So in front of your screen, you can see this will be our final output. And so this is the first dashboard which we will be designing. We are going to see three dashboards in this particular entire analysis. So this will be your first dashboard. And in this, there are different KPIs we have used, and based on that, different slicers, different dynamic measures we are having, and based on that, we are going to design everything. So if you can see at the top of this particular dashboard, you have six KPIs. So which gives you the overall idea of the business, the summary of the business. So first you can see there is total bookings, how many total bookings were there. Then what is the booking value? It means that how much sales it have done in so for all that particular bookings. What is the average booking value? So for one ride, what will be the average booking value? Means average amount that particular customer have paid to that particular cab driver through the Uber app, right? Then we have total trip distance, how much distance totally all the drivers through Uber they have covered. Then what is the average trip distance? So for one particular trip, what is the distance that has been averagely covered? And what is the total average time? That is, so for one ride, what is the average time been taken from one, we can say pickup location to a drop location. So what is the average distance one Uber car or a driver takes, right? So to reach the customer's destination. Then for detailed analysis, we have created some charts as well. So the first value we can see here, there are some donut charts which we have designed, which gives us analysis by payment type. So there are different payment type, like whenever the ride has been completed, customer will pay that particular Uber driver some amount in the form of cash or by online payment. So that is what. And then we have a total bookings by day or night. So how many bookings are done in the daytime and in the night time. So this is what we are going to do with the help of DAX as well. And so this is a dynamic measure where you can change the measure. So I can see you can change the measure, and based on that, the values will be changing over here. So this is for the total bookings. And if you click on this particular any of the slice as well, so when I click on this, you can see the data is been filtering out in the other charts as well. Similarly, if you want to click over here, you can click and you can see the data is changing in other charts as well. So this is also an interactive or an action filters, we can say, which we have applied in this particular dashboard. And moving forward, we have a vehicle type analysis. So in this, based on the different vehicle, we have analyzed the different measures. So there are five types of vehicle which are being used for ride in the Uber. And the data which we have is for US. Okay, so this is a United States data. And we have Uber XL, Uber X, Uber Green, Uber Comfort, and Uber Black. So these are the types of vehicle which are being used for that Uber ride. And based on that Uber ride, what are the total bookings based on the vehicle type? So all those metrics are being measured over here. In similar way, we have the total bookings by day. So this is an each day bookings where you can see what are the booking days, and based on the tooltip you can see on the 10th of that particular month what is the booking, right? So this gives you an overall idea of day by day bookings, and you can see trend is going slightly up, right? So the adaptation of this Uber app is been good by the customers, and the trend you can see it is automatically reaching, or we can say it is linearly going up, right? Then we will also do some location analysis, and in this location analysis we will find out the most frequent pickup point, most frequent drop off point, right? And in this we are going to make use of different relations, because here we are going to use two different, or we can say three different tables, where we are doing some data modeling in it, and based on that we also have active and inactive relationships in this, right? So we will create two types of relationship in between a table, in which only one can be active, other will be inactive, and that inactive relationship we will see how to make it active through help of different DAX functions, right? This is what we are going to make that use in, right? And then we have want to also find out the busiest locations, right? So what are the total bookings by that location, and which is the most preferred vehicle for the pickup, right? So which is the most vehicle used for the pickup? So that also pattern we are going to see in this particular video, right? So also we have different filters over here. So based on this will make this particular dashboard completely dynamic. Let's say you want to see from 1st of June 2024 to 15th of June 2024. So as soon as you do, the entire data will be sorted out or filtered out for that particular location. And also there are interactive filters. As I told you, when I click on this it will be filtering out everything in this particular charts, right? So you will be able to see that particular values as well. So if you want to see for any particular city as well, so if you want to see for Queens City, you can see for Queens City also. If you want to see for Manhattan, you can see for Manhattan as well. All right, so these are the few filters as well used over here. And apart from this, we also have used some bookmarks over here, right? And bookmarks is also an advanced topic which we are going to see over here. So when I click on this I button, the bookmark will be activated, and then you can see a new sheet will be opened for you, which will give you and detail information of whatever tables we are using in this particular dashboard, and what are the fields available in that particular table. And it will give the information and each and every field of each and every field, I can see, so that whenever this information is given to any of the customer, he will come to know that what that particular field is, what is the meaning of that particular field in the data. And you as a developer also, you will come to know what we are using, why we are using all these particular fields. And when I click on home button, again the bookmark will be activated, and you will be coming to your original page, right? Similarly, here we are applying a filter to clear everything. So when I click on this, all the filters will be cleared again, and you will see the entire data again. Getting or not? So in this way, we are going to make use of all these things. So I see for total bookings, right? So when I clear the filter, you will see all these three will be activated. But we want to see for total bookings, and again you will show the total bookings value as well, right? So we this is the first dashboard, that is overview analysis. When I click on the second dashboard, it will take me to the second dashboard, and here we are going to see the time series analysis, or we can say time analysis, because Uber is an app where people move from one place to another place throughout the day, whether it is day or night. Obviously, the flow of the moving of people will be more in day, but they also move in the night time as well. So everything we have to see. So based on that, you can see there are three particular measures on which we are going to analyze this particular charts. So first one is total bookings by pickup, right? So when I say pickup, it will be and 10 minutes of interval is there, where entire 24-hour clock is there over here. And in between of 10 minutes of interval, you can see what is the peak time. And so throughout the day, you can say this from here to here, this is a peak time. which is important, and more writes are done at that particular only, right? Similar way, we are also looking the total bookings by day name. So in weekend, in complete week, how is the movement from one place to another? You can see more and more people are moving at Saturdays and Sundays. It can be seen on weekends because people move away or move out to go to different places for vacations or to spend some time, and that's the reason it is Saturday and Sunday is the more and more pickups which is observed. And from Monday to Wednesday, it is slightly same number you are saying, might people going to offices and all those things. Getting or not? And also you can see it for total booking value, you can see it for total trip distance and all those things. So it is a complete dynamic measure which has been used. And then we have created one heat map which gives you an information of total bookings by hour and day, right? So on the vertical or in the rows, you can say there are hour clock, that is 24-hour clock, and then we have Monday to Sunday week days, and based on that we have created a heat map for us to visualize which for different days which are the peak hours, right? So which from where we can take different insights in this particular video. Then moving forward, if I go back to this particular dashboard here, if you see over the tooltip, you have an option here for a drill through. So we have applied a drill through feature over here. And when I click on the details tab, it will take me to the details tab, and you can see all this information is been filtered out to see that particular value in this particular dashboard, right? So this is how where you can also analyze more and more picture, or we can say you will get you will have an idea of what is the underlying data behind this particular dashboard, so that you can take more and more information from this particular dashboard, right? You can do it on any other any particular you can say chart. So let's say you want to see all the data for Uber Green, then you can just click on details tab, and you can see this is everything is for Uber Green, right? So you can see all the vehicle type is Uber Green over here. So this is the another dashboard which you are going to see, which text and feature of drill through. And here also we have applied one button over here where you can see when I click on this button, which gives us a tooltip, or it shows a tooltip information, that when you control and click, it will show all the data. Right now you can see we have applied a filter where you can see the total bookings only for 14498, that is it has been filtered out for that drill through feature. And you can see the vehicle type is only Uber Green over here. But let's say you want to see all the details, every vehicle type details and everything you have to see, right? So grid for all everything. So when I click on this particular, when I control click on this, you can see you that particular bookmark has been activated, and now you can see the data for everything right here. And now here you can see the bookings, that is 103728, that is total number of bookings which are done in that particular month and year, right? So everything, all the information you will see over here, and this is actually our third dashboard. All right. So these are the total dashboards which we are going to see. And if I show you the data modeling which we are going to do over here, so this is actually the data modeling which we are going to do. So here you can see the three tables which we are going to use in this particular project. So, and here you can see a dotted line is there, which is also called as an inactive relationship. And we are also going to see how to control this inactive relationship and make use using different DAX calculation, and make that particular inactive functionality to active functionality, right? And we are going to use so many DAX features or functions in this particular video. So it will be a very I can say an intuitive dashboard for you. So just don't miss anything, and just go ahead and see everything till the last. So you can see we are going to see this kind of DAX, right? So you can see these are the long DAX functions which you are going to see. Some smaller DAX also we are going to see. You can see this kind of DAX is there, or you will also see the time dynamic title types also DAX. So you can see we are also going to see how to apply a dynamic title for our this particular charts as well. So where the title can be provided automatically as a dynamic value, right? So this kind of things we are going to see to give dynamic titles, bookmarks, drill through features, different analysis of different charts, and a complete real-time designing. And we can consider this project as real-time also, because this data is actual real-time. It is data only for 1 month. And for 1 month, we already have 1 lakh data or 100,000 plus data is available for you. And we are using two different tables in this. One is the locations table and one is the right details table, right? So first what we will see, we will next go ahead and see the problem statement of this particular project. And after that, we will see the data walkthrough and then we will start the actual designing of our project. All right. So guys, this is the business requirement for our project. And based on the business requirement, we are going to design our entire analysis of the project. So based on different dashboards, we will be seeing this business requirement. So first we will see for OROU analysis. And in this, we are going to firstly design what is the KPI requirements. KPIs is also called as key performance indicators, where we will be seeing at higher level, right? So when you look at those values at higher level, you will see how the business is performing. And then we will see the charts requirement. If you want to deep dive in the data and see at deeper level how the analysis is being done or how it's performing there, you can analyze that as well. So firstly, you will see the total bookings. We will find out the total bookings, right? How many trips were booked for a given period. Then we will see the total booking value. It is nothing but the total revenue generated from all the bookings. We will see the average booking value. So for one booking, what might be the revenue which is generated, right? So that is also called as the average revenue. We will see the total trip. So out of all the bookings which are done, how many is the trip distance covered? Then we will see the average trip distance, and in this we will find out how far the customers are traveling on average trip, right? So if you consider one trip out of all the total trips, this is the average distance which that customer is covering, right, through Uber, right? Then we will see the average trip time. So it is nothing but the duration to move from a pickup location to drop locations, how much time has been taken in between one ride, right? So that is an average trip time. So based on this particular analysis, what is the expected outcomes from this particular business requirement through KPIs is we can identify the trend of ride bookings and what is the revenue generation. We can see the trip efficiency in terms of distance and duration. And we can compare the booking values across the different time periods, because we are only already going to apply and filter over there, which will be a date filter, right? And then we can provide different insights which can use to optimize the price model and improve the customer satisfaction as well, right? Because ultimate aim is to provide a good service and also customer satisfaction so that they can be happy and build a sustainable business out of that, right? Then moving ahead, we will have a charts requirement. So let's discuss about my website before moving ahead into our project. So on this particular website, I have added different Power BI projects and different data analyst portfolio projects as well as it have data analyst complete material as well. And this entire material will help you in, getting polished your data analysis skills. And on the go, you can learn different concepts. There are different handwritten and printed notes available, interview questions, and everything is available. You can just read. So you can see this is available on my website right now. And before you go over here, you should watch this particular video. That is nothing but the data analyst roadmap, which I created for edition 2025 few days ago. It's a 1 hour video, and you will learn everything from this particular video. And the same thing after that, you will be able to understand what's available in this entire package. So this is a data analyst complete material which I have. So when you click on this, you will have all the things with syllabus, right? So you can see all the topics, right? Statistics, Excel, data warehouse, Power BI, Tableau, real-time projects, soft skills, 10 practice data sets are also available for you. And all the questions, interview, right? Round one, round two, round two, round three, managerial and everything. So everything is written over here. You can read what is available. So you can see this type of notes and this type of, printed notes and everything, and questions and answers. Projects are also available, right? So everything is available. You can see for Power BI, 7 real-time world projects are available. For Tableau, 6 projects. For SQL, 3. You can see for Excel also 4 projects are available. And you can see everything, and also you can read everything and you will understand what's present in this package. All right. So also I have different projects also. You can see 18 Power BI unique projects are available. You can just go ahead and see what those projects are. You will be able to see everything over here. What are the projects, what functionality you will learn from that particular project, and you will be able to download all these. So these are the images of projects which you will get, and you will get the actual working file. .ppx file will be available in that. Raw data which is used to create this project will be available. You will also get in this particular thing the images which are being used, the problem statement, the domain document, terminology documents, important, all the things, all the wallpapers and everything, whatever I have used, everything will be available. You will get in this entire thing. And it is not only for Power BI, you will get it for Tableau, you will get it for SQL, you will get it for Python, you will get it for Excel as well, right? And here you can see more than 3,000 people have already purchased this, and they are doing great in their data analyst journey, right? So just go ahead. The link of this particular website will be available in the description of this particular video. Just go ahead, see if you like it, you can go ahead and make the purchase. All right. So let's move ahead with our video. And based on that charts, first requirements which is we are going to see is, first what we will do, we will create the three measures, and the three measures will be used for us so that they can be dynamically switched in between each other. And based on that particular measures, we will create two different charts, which is by payment type and by trip type, right? So in by payment type, as I told you in overview analysis, how the people pay the amount when the ride is been over, and the trip type is nothing but how much the Uber apps bookings are there in daytime and in nighttime, right? So, and in the same thing, what we are going to do some additional enhancements are that whenever we are changing this measure selector, that is dynamic measure, whenever you select total bookings or total booking value, the title should be updated dynamically based on the selection, right? Obviously, we are going to add some slicers, that is nothing but filters on that particular dashboard, and we will be also adding some tooltips also to the visuals, right? So this is the first requirement. Then moving ahead, we have the another analysis that by vehicle type we are going to create a grid view in this particular Power BI, where we will be applying and using different indicators or different measures like total bookings, total booking value, total trip distance, average booking value for different vehicle types in a Uber, in entire Uber trips, right? So on based on that particular visual, we will also create the visual, but further we will apply some more implementations in that we have to use a matrix visual. Then we have to apply few conditional formattings as well on that visual so that we can highlight the higher values and the lower values, and also enable different sorting operations also on that on that particular visual, so that you can filter out or sort the values in ascending or the descending order, right? So this is our second requirement in charts. And then we also have to find out the total bookings by day, where we will be creating I can say an area chart to identify different trends and fluctuations in the daily trip volume, right? And based on that, we will be going to get an outcomes, right? Like what are the peak and off peak bookings. Then we will understand the impact of external factors like whether there are holidays, depending on weather conditions, how are the trips been affected based on that, right? So this is our third chart which we are going to do, and further we are going to do some location analysis, as I told you in the overview, that we are going to find out the most frequent pickup point, right? So when I say most frequent pickup point, means what, from that particular location there are more and more bookings been done by different customers, right? So it will help the drivers availability, like optimizing drivers availability, and by providing this particular insight to company, the Uber company as well as to drivers, so that they will know that from this particular point the pickups are more and more, right? And similarly, we will see the what is the frequent drop off point. And when people know the frequency drop off point, what they will understand from this, that they will know what route they should be following, so that they can through those routes, so that they can uh, reach their particular drop off point in minimum amount of time, right? And when you say most frequent drop off point, So let's say I am a Uber driver, I pick up from a particular point and I drop out on that particular point. So what happens is the drop off point also becomes the most frequent pickup point. But because what mainly drivers do is when they drop any person at any drop point, they will wait on that drop point itself for a half hour or 1 hour, because they don't move from that location until and unless they get entry return from that particular drop point, right? So automatically it becomes an hotspot for pickup point as well, right? So it is like that the pickup and drop off point locations are mostly very common, right? So sometimes it will be same also, that frequent pickup point and drop off point will be also same. And we will also find out the farthest trips. Farthest trip is nothing but the longest trip distance which has been traveled between pickup and drop off point. So more analysis can be done on this, but we will just identify which is the farthest trip. Then further we will do some charts analysis where we will find the total bookings by location, and in this we will find the top 5 locations by bookings, right? Similarly, we will also find most preferred vehicle which is used for location pickup, right? So, which vehicle is very much frequently used, and which is the most favorite pickup vehicle from a location. So that also we will analyze. And going further, in this particular same dashboard, we will do some other implementations also apart from the KPIs and charts. As I told you, there is a bookmark which is for the data details, where we will add an bookmark, and by clicking on that particular icon, the information icon, it will give us the explanation of each and every table and the fields being used in that particular table, so that a user or a stakeholder or our client or a customer would have an information of what are being fields used in that project or in that particular dashboard, and what is the meaning of each and every field in that particular project, right? Whether it be a dimension or whether it be a major value, right? So that is one which we are going to apply a clear slicer button. So when you click on different filter options and you want to clear that particular filter option, you will have a button where every slicer will be cleared, and you will be at your home dashboard, at a regular dashboard, or at when you open a dashboard, at that position the dashboard would be again. And you should have an option from where you can download the raw data as well. So in this we are going to use a Excel format. So I will add a link also in that, so from where you can click and you can jump to another I can say a page where you can download the entire raw data which is being used for analysis of this dashboard, right? So this all is for the first dashboard which we created. The second, we are going to do a time analysis, and in this we are going to see different patterns based on the time, whether it may be in hours or in dates, right? So everything we are going to see. And firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to apply a global dynamic measure filters, where you can select a measure, and based on the selection of measure you can analyze the charts based on those particular measures, right? So the measures which you are going to use is total bookings, total booking value, and total trip distance, right? And based on this we are going to create three different visualizations. The first one is by pickup time, right? And when I say pickup time, we will have an interval of 10 minutes in this, so that let's say your pickup point is at 9:40, right? Then we will add a 10 minutes of interval, that is a 9:50. So in between, like 9:15, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 10, 30. So this will be an interval between two different times, and in this we will see how is the trend of the different bookings, booking value, and the trip distance. So this way we will see for throughout the day, that is for 24 hours, and we will see what are the peak demands, or what are the peak demands and off peak demands, so that we can understand the trend correctly. And the same thing, this we do it for pickup time. We will see at some higher level data, that is for day names, right? So in a week we will see from Monday to Sunday how is the trends been from Monday to Sunday as well, right? And moving ahead also, we will see create a heat map for hour and time, where we will create a matrix grid and we will do some formattings on that, so that we will be able to distinguish between which are the peaks, and or we can say which are the we can say highest density patterns, and for different weeks and for different hours, right? So this is for our second dashboard. And for third dashboard, that is on details tab, we will be creating a matrix grid by using different fields. So we will see the fields which we will be using directly while creating the dashboard. So firstly, we will create an entire grid, and in that grid we will apply different functionalities in that grid, like it will have a drill through functionality. That is, when I say drill through functionality, so we created overview and a time analysis dashboard. So if you want to see underlying data, or the data which is being used for creating those particular charts and KPIs, so if you want to see that underlying data, you can click a drill through feature, and then you will come to the grid tab and you will see the underlying data behind that particular chart, right? So that people will know, your stakeholder will know that this is the data which is responsible to create that particular chart. And further, they will have an option where they can export that particular data in the form of CSV or Excel, and they can share in internal organize or in their internal team members within the organization, right? So this is also functionality which we are going to see in this. And further, we will add an bookmark for this. So this will be well explained while I create, or we create an actual dashboard. So here we will have an bookmark to view full data, because when we use a drill through feature, there will be filters applied based on the chart we created. But if you want to see the entire data, we will create a bookmark for that, where in within one click you can also see all the data, where all the click or all the filters will be cleared, and you will see the entire data which has been used, right? So this is an business requirement which we have, and based on this business requirement we are going to create our entire dashboard, or we can say entire project. Okay, so now let's have a data walkthrough. So in this particular project, we are going to make use of two data files which will be connected to each other while we create, or while we do and data modeling. So if you see over here, so this is the main table which we have, and I will just provide you the information of metadata that we have and all the information of fields that we have in this particular project, right? So if you see the total number of rows which we have here, you can see the count is 103,000, approximately 103,000, or we can also call 1,03,000 data is there. And so this is row wise, and if you see the number of columns available are 11 columns are being used in this particular trip details, right? So this is a trip details table, so which gives us an information of each and every trip which has been done at that particular date and at that particular time, right? So each row will give you an information of each trip, right? So if you see over here, the first column which you have in our data is a pickup time. The pickup time is nothing but when the passenger is been picked up through an Uber ride. So that is our pickup time, and the information is been stored in the form of two time functions, I can say, or by entities. The first one is the date, and the second one is time is also been stored in this particular I can say this particular cells for this particular field, and the time which has been stored is in the form of 24-hour clock. So you can see the date and the time over here, and if you see the date we have, it is for June. Okay, so all the data which we have over here in this particular project is for June month, and so we will be analyzing that for June 2024, right? And similar way, we have a drop off time as well. So after the passenger is been picked up at that particular time, we also note or create an field which stores an information of when was the particular passenger been dropped to his drop off location. So that is one field which we stored. Then we have passenger count. So how many passenger were traveling through that Uber ride? That also information we have. What is the distance of trip? So what is the distance between the pickup and drop off location? So that is also we are storing. Then we have these two important fields over here, that is called as location ID, and then we have That is, this is a pickup location ID and this is a drop off location ID. So you can see over here, the pickup location is different and drop off location is different. So in this particular trip details, this both the ID will be different, and this will be the two IDs on which we are going to connect our locations table. So and these are the two responsible fields which are used for active and inactive relationships. So this is the information we have for pickup and locations of that particular customer through an Uber app, right? Then this is the fair amount, like how much he is being charged for that particular trip. So this is the fair amount. Then we have a surge fee. Okay, so surge fee is nothing but for that particular point if there is high demand, okay, but supply is less, right? So what does it mean? That if there are more and more customers who want to move from one place to another, but there are less Uber rides available at that particular date and at particular time. So what does it mean? So what Uber app automatically does is it tries to create an incentive to the Uber drivers so that they can create more and more money at that particular point of moment, and that's the reason they apply some extra charge to the customer so that they will have to pay extra if they want to move in high supply, time and dates, right? Then we have a vehicle type. So in what type of vehicle that particular customers are preferred to move in. So we have different vehicle types, like we have Uber Black, Comfort, Green, X, and XL. So this mainly all this information is been stored or available for New York City location. Okay, so all this information is for New York, and all these rides are for New York only. Then this is a payment type, that is nothing but whenever the ride completes, how the customer preferred to pay to an Uber driver. If he pays through an Uber Pay app, that is an inbuilt Uber app, the payment system. If he pays through an cash, or he pays through an Amazon Pay account, or he pays through an Google Pay account, right? So these are the payments information. So each and every information which is available here is for a trip. So each row picks up and gives us an information of each and every trip which has been happening uh, through an Uber app, right? So this is the first table which we have, and then we have a second table that is called as locations table, right? And here you can see the first one is this gives us an idea of location ID, right? And this ID will be responsible for us to join on this PU locations IDs, right? So this IDs will match on this particular ID, and with respect to that ID we will get where is the actual pickup location and the drop location, right? And it also gives us the information of in which city that particular location is, right? So this is a very straightforward table which gives us an information of locations, right, from where what location the ride has been picked up, and what location the ride has been dropped, right? So that is all the information which is available in this particular table, right? So these are the two tables which we are going to make use of. So here you can see on this location ID, so you can see each and every number is unique. Okay, it is not been repeating over here, so we can call this particular table as a dimension table, and this particular table we can call it as a fact table, right? So this is a fact table where all the information is stored in the form of measures and dates, right? So this is a very important way of determining what is the fact table and what is the I can say dimensions table. So this will be our fact table, and this is the dimension table. That is nothing but a locations table, and based on that we will try to create a data model while we bring this all the information in Power BI. All right. So I hope you have understood all the data walkthrough. And now what I will do, I will take a new Power BI file. So I'll just go in files and I will take a blank report. And now we will try to actually create our report, right? So first we have to bring up the data in Power BI. So this is my blank report. And now what I will do, I will import the data. So the data, I hope you have already downloaded both the data files. You can download it and you can look it in your machine wherever you want. And now we have to connect our Power BI to our this particular data which we have already. Now this is an XLS file, that is nothing but it is an Excel file. So you already have opened a new file. So you have an option here direct, that is import data from Excel. Either you can click here, or if you don't see your options over here, you can go in home ribbon tab here, go to home, and you have an option here called get data. And when you click here, you have an option here called Excel workbook. So I'll just click on Excel workbook. I will just go to Uber analysis, and this is my table. So first I will bring an Uber trip details table. I will click on open. So it will take some time to create connection, and I want Uber trip details, right? So this is the table which I'm interested in. I will just click on load. So it will take some time to load the data, and then you will get an message over here that all the information is been loaded from that particular Excel file, right? So you can see all the information is been brought. If you go in this particular table view, you can see all the information, that is trip details, all information is brought over here. And at the bottom you can see the number of rows. So make sure the number of rows over here in Power BI are exactly matching to the number of rows which is there in the data. So if you see here, the number of rows we have here is 103729, and so we can neglect one because header should not be counted, so it is 103728, and it is the same number available over here, that is 103728. Now we have to bring up the second table. So just go to home, get data, and I will just click on Excel workbook, and we will bring the locations table as well, and I just click on open. So you can see now we have brought locations table as well. I will just select this particular table, and I will just click on load. And now you can see the locations table has been also brought. When I click on this locations table, you can see all the location are being brought, and you can see 265 rows are there. Make sure the same amount of rows are there in that particular location other table as well, right? So in this way you can just stretch and you can increase the size of this particular columns. So this is the trip details. Make sure if all the fields are being brought over here, and fortunately no data cleaning is required in this particular data because it was already cleaned. So the data which you have is already cleaned. It is a structured data. You don't have to spend an effort on cleaning your data, but it is still a good practice to just go ahead and check few informations which are correctly being brought or not. So for that, what we will do, I will just go to home, and I will see the data quality check of this particular data, and I will just go to transform data. So when I go to transform data, a new window will be opened, that is Power Query Editor. And you can see both the tables are being brought on the left hand side. You can see in queries, there are two tables right now. Then what I will do, I will just go to view over here, and I will just uncheck this. So for now, you will see this kind of screen in your data, or in your Power Query editor, and it will just show you first 1,000 rows, right? So these are the first 1,000 rows as an sample which are visible for you. But any operation you do, it will be not on those 1,000 rows. It will be on each and every row which you uh, perform. If you want to perform any operations, you can do it on all of those, right? So here you can see this is a trip ID, which is an unique value on each and every row. So each information on this particular table which is been shown over here, it gives us an information of that trip ID, right? So you can see in the data here as well. So each and every information here, you can see, if I can tell, if I take on left, there is a trip ID which I forgot to mention you. So here also trip ID is mentioned, which gives us an information of like this number. It represent that each and every row is an trip, and it is a unique detail of that particular trip which has been done through an Uber app, right? So this is a trip ID we have. And now to check the quality of the data, so this is the Power Query editor we have. So I will go in view, just go in view and click on column distribution, and just click on column quality. So as soon as you do, you get an information of that particular tables at the top over here. And here if you check, it is 100% valid, error is 0%, and empty is 0%. So I will tell you that what is important over here. So valid, it can be 100% or it cannot be 100%, right? If it is 100%, it is very good. If it is not, that is fine, right? If empty is 0%, or if empty is not 0%, that is also okay, because few of the cells in that field does not have any value, which is okay, because at backend or in a domain only, it is a use case that it should not have a value, right? So it is fine, but error should not be 0%. I mean, error should be 0%. It should not be 1 or 2 or 0.5%. It should always be 0%, right? Error means that something is wrong in your data. So make sure that error is always 0%. So you can check for each and every column is if error is 0% or not. So that is one important thing which you have to notice in this particular tables. So just go ahead and check it for both the tables. Here you can see error is 0% everywhere and valid is 100% everywhere. It means that there is no blank value in any of the fields and it is valid. Right. I mean, the field is valid for all and each and every field is valid for its own columns, cells which we have, or its value which we have, right? So in this way we do, and transformation is not required in this particular table right now because as I told, it is already in structured format and the data is already been cleaned. So no cleaning is required for this particular table. So I'll just go in home table and I will just click on close and apply. So once you click on close and apply, I will be redirected back to my Power BI. So don't do, I mean, whatever operations you do over here, those are applied on this particular table at actual, and those operations which you do over here, those you will see in Power BI also. But we haven't done any operations here, but I'm just telling you for your information. Now I'll just click on close and apply, and I have been brought back again to my Power BI. All right. Now what we have to do is we have to do data modeling over here. Right. So now we can see we have this particular two tables which are available. And so first we will try to do a data model. And if you can, if as I already told you, we have in our data, if I show you over here, we have two location IDs. This is a pickup location ID, that is the customer is been picked up from which location, and this is a drop off location ID, right? So these are the two locations which are important for us, and based on these two locations, we have to create the relationship, right? So these both should be connected to locations table, right? But it depends upon us which is the active relationship and which is an inactive relationship, right? So first we will do an the relationship. So for that I will just go in manage relationship, right? And from here we have to create a new relationship. So I will just click on new relationship, and I will just create first table. I will just select the first table, that is trip details, and second I have to connect it to locations. So first I will just create it on based on location ID. You just have to select this, and I will connect it to this location ID. So this is a pickup location ID, and I have joined it to location ID. And here it is automatically showing us that it is a many to one relationship. That is fine. We want the same way. I'll just click on save. And as soon as you do, you can see a relationship has been created, that is on trip details table there is a many, and on locations it is one. That is, as I told you, the location ID which is available over here. If I show you the location ID, each and every value or each and every ID on this particular field is unique and different. So this is a primary key for us. So obviously it should have a one value because there is a one, and here is a star because there are many on PU location ID. If you see, the values are been repeating. You can see here 186, 186, 137, and 137. So values are repeating. So there are many values of same digits or same ID available on different rows for PU location. So it is one too many. And I will just close this, and here you can see now this particular I can say relationship has been created. All right. And if you take a closer look on this particular relation, so when I take hover over my mouse, you can see it highlights those particular fields on which it has been joined. And here you can see one to many. I told you one to star means what? Star is many, one means one, right? So I have told you the why it is one to many and all those, and it should be one to many only. This is your fact table, this is your dimension table. So there is always a relationship of one to many between dimension table and the fact table. All right. And then you can see a direction in this way, right? So means what? This is the direction how it flows. So filters, whenever you are applying the filters on this particular data model, it is always recommended that filter should come from this particular table, right? So this table, from this table, the filters should come. and so that you will have an correct result. So the filter direction is in this way. So whenever you select any member from location or city, it will be easily filtering out the trip details data, right? So this is a filter direction. So whichever table have a primary key, so from that table the filter direction always flows right towards the many table, right? So you can see star. Now we have to create one more relationship. Why? Because we just connected the locations table to pickup location. And this will just give us the information of which is location for pickup. But we also want the information of table, that is of drop of location, right? You can see this is a drop of location. So we should connect pickup location as well as drop of location to locations table. We already connected pickup, we will connect now drop up. So I will just go to manage relationship and I will create one more relationship. Create, I want it from trip details to locations table, and now I will join the drop up location, select this and I will connect to location ID. Same, it will be again many to one relationship, and cross direction should be single, and I'll just click on save. And you can see a new relationship has been created. And one important thing to note over here is, you can see this is the this was the first relation which we created. I have selected the check mark that is on pickup location ID to location ID, and right now it sits active, right? You can see this is active right now. And this is the other this is the second relationship we just created, which is on drop of location to location, right, on the locations table, which is inactive, right? You cannot create both active relationships for a single data model from in between same two tables, right? You can just create one active relationship. So we will keep this active because pickup locations we are going to do more and more work, but we are also going to do some work on drop off locations as well. So this we will keep inactive, but this will be more actively used and more charts will be created on pickup location ID. So we will keep this active, but from here you can make it active also, right? Or from here you can make it switch to inactive or switch to active. You can do it both from here. It doesn't it doesn't matter that you have to create this first and this first. Doesn't matter. You can change the active status from here, that is status to active and inactive. For now we will just keep same, close it. And now here you can see a new relationship. When I hover over my mouse, you can see it has been created between drop of location ID and location ID. So here it is in a dotted formats. Why? Because it is an inactive relationship, right? So you can make this particular relation active when you create any visual and write a DAX for it so that you can make it an active. So through DAX functions, you have to make that particular relationship active. And we are going to see DAX functions so that you can make this active, and then actually you can draw some results based on drop off location, right? So any table in between these two tables, you can create as many as relationship you want, but only one can be active, right? One only can be active, and multiple relationships can be inactive between these two tables. It doesn't matter. Many can be inactive, but only one can be actively used in between any two tables. So this can be a interview questions which can be asked for you, and they can also ask you how can you make an relationship active in between two tables. If it is inactive, then you can make it through DAX functions. I will tell you which DAX functions we are going to use to make it active, and then we will see how what are the results you are getting when you make it active, right? So which is very important. Here also you can see in the data, you can see your one cross is there, which means that it is inactive, and here you can see a proper relationship is there, which is giving us an information that it is an active relationship. All right, so very important thing to note over here: active and inactive relationships. Now we have to create one more table into this particular data model, which is nothing but a calendar table, or we also called it as a date table. Now you will say why we need that information, or why we need to create it. Because if you see in our problem statement in our first dashboard, we have to create this particular chart, that is by trip type. Or if not for this also, we will have to create it for the total booking by day. And for this we have to bring an information from date table if you are performing anything on the dates, so it is always recommended by Microsoft Power BI that you should create a date table. And the date table we will be always creating here in this particular project on PU location, that is on pickup time, right? So you can see on pickup time, this is the date field and time field available for us. So based on this field only, we will create our what I can say, the calendar table. All right. So first I will go in table view, and here we will create a new table. But before creating a new table, what we have to do over here is this pickup time. Right now you can see this field is a date and time field. So I have to extract this field, that I have to split this particular two field in two different fields. That is, it should only take a pure date over here, and second, it should only take the times over here. That it should only show us the time. So first I will just do this for first over here. So for that I will right click in trip details, and I will create a new column, and I will name it as pickup time. So this will be my pickup time. Oops, is equal to, and I will use a date function for that. So I will use a date function. So I have to extract the first argument, that is year. So I will take year, and year from where I have to take it from pickup time. Okay, so it will take year from pickup time, close that bracket for year. Second argument, that is month. So again, month from pickup time, close the bracket for month, and day from pickup time. Okay, close the bracket for day and the close the bracket for date, and hit enter. So you can see pickup time is already a field been used. So I'll just close this, and I will name it as pickup date. I'll name this as pickup date. Hit enter. You can see this particular field have been created over here. So date has been exactly been brought over here. But you can see there is one information of time is also been brought, because pickup time already have a time component over here, but values are 00 for it. And we don't want that to be represented. So what I will do, I will just select this particular column, go to column tools over here, and you can see the data type. So I will just change the data type from here to just date. Okay, so now you can see you can have, or you just have a pure date over here. And by making of this particular date only, we will try to create now calendar table. So now I will just go in table tools, and I will just create a new table. Now just create a new table, and I will name it as calendar table. Okay, so I will just use a calendar functions for it. So you have a calendar function. So it is asking us what should be the start date. So start date, you can either hard code it, or you can just bring it from the field from already tables or already present table fields. Any field from the already present table, you can bring it from there also, or you can just hard code it in double inverted commas, whichever you want. But it is always recommended to bring it from the other field. So I will take the minimum of pickup date. Okay, so this is the pickup date field which we already created and calculations a few minutes ago. So this will be the minimum of pickup date. So it will create, or it will take the minimum date from this pickup date, and I want one more, that is maximum date from pickup date. Okay, so this is maximum, close the both brackets. Now what will happen, it will identify the pickup date, minimum date, and maximum of pickup date. So in between these dates, so the minimum date and the maximum dates, in between these two dates, whatever dates are there, right? So it will give us all the dates row by row, and it will be different on each and every row. So as soon as I hit enter, so you can see I get dates from 1st of June to 30th of June. So minimum date which was captured was 1st June, and the maximum date was 30th June, because we have the data for only 1 month. And in between all the dates are being brought, and you can see each and every date on each and every row, it is different, right? So each and every date is different on each and every row, right? So this is important for us. And you can see now this time component is also present over here. We will change this. So just go in data type, and we will just change it to date. So make sure it is only date. And now I will go to model now. So other columns in this particular calendar date we will create later, as we move ahead in our problem statement and we start designing. So at that particular moment, I will tell you why we are creating those and how we will create those. So I will just go to model view now, and you can see a new table has been created over here, that is calendar table. And as I told you, it is based and created on pickup date. So what I will do, I'll just, you can see the pickup date is there. So I will just connect this date to this date. So I will just create a date and I will just drag it over here. So this is how you create a relationship. So this is also one way of creating relationship. Instead of going over manage a relationship and create, you can create in this way also. So you can see date from here and pickup date from here, and I will just click on OK. So as soon as you do it, you can see one more relationship has been created over here. And when I hover over my mouse, you can see it is between pickup date and date. And you can see here for this particular table, it is one, and from here it is many relationship. Why? Because pickup date in this particular table is been repetitive. Here it is one date on each and every row. So here it becomes automatically and primary key. But if you see in trip details here, the pickup date, you can see 1st June, 1st June, it is repeating again and again, right? So that's the reason here many dates are there on different rows. So it is many over here, that is star. So in this way, we have created our data model. And this particular data model can be considered as a star schema, right? So this is a star schema data model where we have one fact table and there are two dimensions table. One is a locations table and another is a date table or a calendar table, which are two dimensions table. And at center there is one fact table. So this is a type of a star schema for us. So in this way you create data modeling. And always remember 60 to 70% of time is spent on data and data modeling itself, right? When I say data, that is nothing but understanding the data. How is the flow of the data? Why to or how the data is moving from higher hierarchy to the lower hierarchy, and what are the important fields available in it. Study each and every field, understand the domain knowledge, take the domain knowledge, and study about the company. Like here you have to study about Uber company, then study about each and every field which is available in the data, the reason of each and every field available in the data. And then you have to do some data cleaning also if required. Fortunately, you don't have to clean the data over here, but in real time also you don't have to clean much of the data if you are not assigned the role of ETA as well. But in case or in many times, I can say 80 to 90% of time you will get the clean data, where ETL person will be dedicatedly doing that stuff for you, where they will clean the data for you and then they will send it and you will be asked to create the data model actually. And data model is the important stuff, guys, right? Because if your data model is correct, you will get the correct results at the end. If your data model is wrong, you will get completely wrong results, right? So always spend more and more time on creating data model and cleaning the data and understanding the data. Other thing, you just have to drop and drag and drop all those and do some formattings in dashboardings, right? So that is not very much, I can say, of effort. More efforts are taken at this levels only, right? Understanding the datas. All right. So this is how you create the data model. And now based on our, I can say the data, or we can say the problem statements, we will go ahead and create our dashboard. All right. Okay, so now I will go in our report view, and here we are going to actually create our different sheets and KPIs as per our problem statement, different functionalities of Power BI based on our requirements. But first, what we will do, we will just do our page setup first, and then we will start our design. So what I will do first, I will just go here in our Canvas settings. One second. Yeah, so just go to your format your report page, then go to Canvas settings, and here you can see the actual right now the height and width are at 16:9 ratio, but I will change it to custom. And the height for this I will take it as 900 pixel, and the width I will be taking it as 1600 pixel. So this is an actual size of a PowerPoint. Okay, so this is a PowerPoint size, and the vertical alignment I will take it as middle. Okay, so the page will be aligned middle vertically, and then I will go to canvas background. Sorry. And the canvas background I will take this, that is 20% darker. And here you are not able to see anything at the canvas because transparency right now is 100%. So now I will just make it to 75%. So as soon as you do, you can see a little grayish background is there. And this is how we are going to create our dashboard. So we will keep a bit of grayish background, and we are going to make use of more and more darker black and black shades colors, because if you see the Uber analysis website, it is more towards the darker side. I will just try to show it. And so if you see over here, I will just show you Uber. So if you see the Uber website over here, so this is an Uber website which have more and more darker colors, right? So the more and more darker colors we will be making use of the same over here in our analysis. We will use more and more black colors and shades of black color. So it will be matching with the vibe of the Uber, app or Uber website, whatever it is. All right. So now next thing what we will do, I will add the shape that is the left hand side placeholder for us. So I will just go in insert, then I will go in shape and I will just select this particular rectangular shape, right? And I will just increase it vertically. Okay, increase it vertically to the end. I will just take it to the left end extremely. And here in general, I will go and in properties, I will just select the height width for this as 142. Okay, so this will be the width for me. Then select the shape again, go to style, and here I will choose complete black color. Okay, so this will be the color that we are going to use for this, that is the black color, and here only we will add our logos and all those particular things. Now at the top I will add the text where it will take my title name. So I'll just click on I will go in insert and then I will click on text box, and here we will try to add the name, that is Uber. Let me see how we do it. It's Uber trip analysis. Okay, Uber trip analysis. Okay, just select everything, and from here I will choose it as Sagio bold. Font color I will choose it as black. Font size I will choose as 28. Okay, and I will add a pipe operator and I will name this dashboard as overview analysis. Okay, so this is my overview analysis. Select this overview analysis. We will make it to 20. We'll make it smaller and I will give the blue color for it. Okay, perfect. Now select this particular shape and go to effects and turn off the background. Okay, just turn off the background. We don't want background to be shown over here. And here we will just go ahead and apply it and bring it to the left, and we'll just show it likewise. Okay, so this is our name of this particular dashboard, that is Uber trip analysis. And now on this particular dashboard, now we will go ahead and create our visuals. Okay, so now we will start creating our KPIs first. So as per our problem statement, so in overviews analysis, first we have to create few KPIs, and in this we have to create 6 KPIs, and we will first try to create all those KPIs first. So first is total bookings, and for all this particular information is right now available in trip details table. So we will write all the calculation over here first, and I will just create few measures for this. And so for that I will right click and I will just create a measure, and I'll just increase the size so it will be visible for you, and I will name it as total bookings. Okay, so we all know that each and every row which is available on the trip details table, it gives us an information of each and every row has an information or stores an information of one trip. Okay, so it is nothing but a booking has been created and a trip has been formed. So each and every row count of that particular trip date of that particular table, it will be considered for us as total bookings, right? So we will just take count. Okay, we will now take count of trip ID. So because trip ID is a unique value on each and every row, so we can take count. Otherwise, we can take count distinct also. It doesn't matter. You can take count or count distinct. So because trip ID is a unique value, we can take count distinct, but we will keep it in count only. So just click on OK, and now you can see total bookings has been created. We will bring all particular KPIs at once in a new KPI card itself. So for now, we will just first create all the calculations. Then I will just right click again and I will just create a new measure. And the next thing that you have to find out is total booking value. So now while creating a total booking value, I told you that total booking value is nothing but how much is the revenue generated in that particular booking, right? So and we have to find it for all the bookings, but you can see the fair amount. So this is the revenue generated, but surge fee is also been applied in few cases, so that is also been revenue generated. So if you see for this booking, it will be 19.5 is the fair amount, but surge fee is also been applied, which is applied on that ride. So plus 2, that is it will be equal to 21.5. So we have to add both this particular field, and then you will get that particular total booking amount. So I'll name this as total booking amount. Okay. And I will name it as sum of, so we will take sum of fair amount, right? Sum of fair amount plus sum of search fee, right? So here you can see, here it is the search fee, and just enter. So this is your total booking amount. The next thing you have to find out is average booking value, right? So average means what? What is the average revenue per booking? So on one booking, how much is the average? And you know how to find the average. Average is very simple. We know the total booking amount. We will divide it by the total number of rides which has been happened. It will give us the average booking amount. So we will divide total booking amount divided by the total bookings. So that will give us the average booking amount. Right click, create a new measure, and I will name it as average booking amount. So this is our average booking amount, and I will use a divide function for this. So divide, and we have to divide what? Total bookings. So on numerator there should be total bookings amount, and on denominator it should be total bookings, right? So numerator, denominator, comma, what should be the alternate result? If let's say total bookings is 0, then what should be the alternate result? It should just print as blank, right? So anything divided by 0 is infinity, and you will get an no result over there, or you will get an error over there. So better to print blank instead of anything, right? And just close it and hit enter. So in this way you find out average booking amount, right? Next thing you have to find out is total trip distance, right? So total trip distance, again I will right click over here, I will create a new measure, and I will name it as total trip distance. Okay, so we know that the total trip distance is calculated from this, that is distance. We will just take sum of all this, right? So we will take sum of trip distance. So this will be sum of trip distance, and you will get that particular total trip distance, and okay, right? Then next we have to find out average trip distance. So I'll just right click, and I will create a new measure, and I will name it as average trip distance. Okay. So from here, to find out the average trip distance, I will just use an average function, and we'll just average. We will have to take the average of what? The trip distance. Simple. So this is what you will get, an average of the trip distance. So this is how you find the average of trip distance. And next, now we have to find out average trip time. Now this is something that we have to use some new advanced and new DAX functions over here. So if you see our data, so we don't have average trip distance, right? So any dedicated field is not available which gives us the information of average trip time which has been stored over here. But we have two different times over here, that is pickup time and drop off time. You can see time is been stored over here. So if I take the difference between pickup time and the drop off time, it will give me the information of time required for one ride. Okay, but I want the average of all the rides over here, so I will be using a different function for that. But we will take the difference between pickup time and drop off time, and we will average it, right? So for that, what I will do, I will write a new measure over here, and I will name it as average trip time. Okay, so I'll name it as average trip time, and I will be using a function over here as average x. Okay, so we will use the average x function. So I'll take to the new uh, row over here, right? So on the new row, you can see I have already opened the bracket, and here what I will do, I will write a function for me as Uh, so first thing, what the argument text is, if I open the bracket, so what it text is, what is the table which you are writing on. So the table which I am interested on is the trip details table. So this is the trip details table, comma. The second argument should be the expression. So expression is nothing but we have to take difference between the two pickup time, that is, and the drop off time. So for that, to take the difference, we will use a dateDiff function. So this is a dateDiff function. It takes the information of date 1 and date 2. So it will take the date 1 minus date 2. So date 1 is for us pickup time, comma, the date 2 for us is a drop off time. Okay, so this is the two trips for us, and interval we need. What we want, if we want it in the minutes, right? So we want the average trip time in minutes. So we will take the minutes over here. We will close the bracket. Okay, and then we will close one more bracket, that is for this, right? So the average x bracket has been closed over here, right? And the date difference bracket has been closed over here, and just click OK. So in this way we write this particular DAX function, and I will just close this now. So now we have created all the measures over here for this, and now we will bring that into the visualization. So from here I will take a new card visual. So if it is not available for you, or you are not viewing that particular new card visual in your Power BI, make sure you update your Power BI first to the latest version which is available. Download, or you can just install the newer version. Go to files, then go to options and settings at the bottom, then go to options over here. Okay, so it will take some time to open, and here you have an option called preview features. So when you go in preview features, you have an option here called new card visual. So make sure this has been checked so that you will have that available in your Power BI. Then I will just click on OK, and then if then you have to close and reopen your Power BI, and then you will have this new card visual. So you can see this is a new card, new. This is the field, the visual we will be using. I'll just click on that, and you can see this is the new card visual is been brought over here, and I will just increase it likewise. Okay, and I'll bring it to center. Okay, and on this we will bring one by one whatever we need. Okay, so the first thing we want is total bookings, right? So this is the total bookings. Then second one is we want total booking value. So the total, so this is the total booking value we want. So that is total booking value. Instead of amount, we will name it as value. We want total booking value. Okay, second, we want total booking value, then we want average booking value. So this is average booking value. Then we want total trip distance. So this is the total trip distance. Just click on it. Then next thing we want is what was that? Average trip distance. And last one we want is average trip time. You can see those are being brought over here, but you cannot see it here because they are on the second line, or they have been gone towards extreme right. Okay. So firstly, we will do some formattings on this particular visual. So I'll just go in format visual, go in general, go in properties, and the height for this, I will just take the height for this as 120. Okay, so this will be the height, and the width we will just take it as 1415, 1415. Okay, so this will be the height and width we will be using. And position, I'll just take it vertically. I will take it at 193. That is 93 from top. Okay, and in effects, I will turn off the background, and yeah, just turn off the background, then come to visual. In layout, you can see the maximum cards that are being shown right now are 3. I will increase it to 6. So as soon as I increase it to 6, all the information is been stored over here now. So 6 cards can be maximum shown over here because we have 6 KPIs value. And the space between cards, I will choose it as 15. Okay, the space between this vertical space, right? Then go to call out values. Here I will choose it as Sagio bold, and the value we will choose it as 25. Okay, so this is the value. I'll make it as center, and in label I will make it as 11. Okay, and I will choose it as below value, and I will choose the color as this, and I will make it as Sagio semi bold. Okay, so this is the value, that is this particular thing. In layout, we don't want anything. Okay, so the space between the label, so this label and this number, the space between label and call out value will make it 2. 1 pixel. Okay, so you can see they are been brought closer to each other, right? Then go to cards, and in border we will choose the border as I will choose the color code as 6666 times 6, the color code we will keep it as 1 pixel only, and we will use the accent bar over here, and I will turn on the accent bar, and it should be black in color itself, and I will make it to 5, right? So let me see more. Okay, over here, so you can see the size of also the rounded shape is there, you can see over here, and in layout you can see it is cards, but in cards you can see it is a rounded rectangle. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just go in cards over here, go in cards, and here is shape you will choose, you will choose the shape as rounded rectangle. Okay, and we'll make it as 15. Okay, so that we will have to do, it's not 15, I guess it's 5. Okay, we'll make it as 5. Okay, so you can see it will give us a nice look for us for this particular KPIs, right? Now next, more changes we have to do over here. That is, if you see the total bookings over here, okay, so we have to add one decimal point in front of that. So I'll just click on this total bookings over here, and here you can see you have to go in measure tools, and I will just click on 1 over here. So you can see the one decimal point has been added. Similarly, for total booking value as well, on this you have to add a dollar symbol because this data is for New York, so the currency over there is a dollar, so I'll just choose dollar value over here, and we have to show it to 1 only, right? So it should show to 1 decimal point. Okay, so next, for average booking amount as well, we will choose it as dollar symbol, and we will show it to 1 value, right? Then average trip distance, right? So now this is important for us, that the average trip distance at the end you should add a value as miles. Okay, so we want to add here miles because the distance which has been measured in United States, that is in New York, it is not measured in kilometers, it is measured in miles. So that we have to add over here. So what we will do, we will change our calculation first. So you can see this is the total trip distance for us. What we will do, we will change this particular calculation. So I'll make some changes. Just notice what I'm making. So what I will do, I will make this as a variable. Okay, so this is a variable, and I will name this as the total miles. I will name this as total miles. Okay, so this is the first variable for me, that is total miles. And next, what I will do, I will just divide this entire thing by 1000. Okay, why I am doing this? Because when I will further tell you why I'm doing so. First, for now, just make these changes as divided by 1000, and I will click on return, and on return I will use a concatenate function. So this is why I'm using, because when you use a concatenate function, it will automatically convert this particular the measure value which we are writing, it will convert it into text. You can see concatenate always convert the two joining values in text. So that's the reason we divided it by 1000. So anything which is divided by 1000, it will get converted into k. That is, we want at the end k, there is nothing but the thousands as a unit. So thousands is nothing but when you divide anything by 1000, 1000, it will give us the unit as in the form of k. So the first value which we want over here is the total miles, right? So but for that I will use a format function over here, and I will bring the total miles from here. The total miles, that is this value, comma, I want to format it as 0 0.0. Okay, that is I want one decimal point after the value, close this format, comma, and the next what I want is, I want it is in double inverted comma k. At the end I want k, and I want miles to be shown in the form of text, and I'll just hit enter. And as soon as I close this, you can see this particular value over here, it has been small right now, but it has been applied over here. So you can see here 349k miles over here, right? So we will do some more formattings on this. What I'll do, I will just go to total trip distance, and instead of 0 0.0 I will just make it as 0 miles. Okay, and just hit enter. That is, I don't want any decimal points. And now you can see anything is not been there, that is 349,000 miles is the total trip distance. Same thing we have to do it for average also. So I'll just go to average trip distance, And here I will show you another method of doing it, right? So here in average trip distance, what I will do, we will do it in the same way, but I will create one more variable over here. So this is my average miles, okay, is equal to, and I will show you another way how you can do this, right? So here I have wrote an average miles function. What I will do here, only I will use a round function around it. So when I use a round function around it right now here, so what I will show, it is the first argument it is taking as this is the number, comma, how much does a number of digits you want at it, at the end. I don't want any decimal points, so I'll just write here 0. So this is one way you can do it. And the first way I already told you, you can use the same way for average miles also, it doesn't matter. But I just want to show you the another way which you can do. So I will just return concatenate. I want the first thing that is nothing but as average miles. So because I already formatted it over here, so I don't want to format more over here. You don't have to use any format function over here. And at the end, I just want miles over here and close the bracket and I'll just hit enter. So as soon as you can see you have a 3 miles over here, but you can see in 3 miles there is one space over here. So for that, I will just click on this miles and I will add one space over here and just hit enter. So oops, I'll just write again. One space has been added and just check it. And once you do, you can see 3 and space, and after that miles is there, right? The same way you have to add it for minutes as well. Here you can see for average trip you have to add at the end the minute. So I'll just select this and I will just select the average trip time. And here what I will do, I will name this as a one variable and I will name it as average time. So this is our first variable which we created. Next, what we will do, I will concatenate it. First, I'll write a return function and I will use a concatenate function for this. And I will use a format function first. First, we have to format it. I will format that value, which is this value, Control V, comma. So, what should be the format you want? So, I don't want any decimal point, so just the value. So, in double inverted comma, just try 0, close the format, and at the last, you want it in minutes. Okay, the text, the concatenate text, and just hit enter. Close this and you can see you have it in 16 minutes, right? So in this way you actually create this particular KPIs and all those things. So this is total bookings, total booking value, average booking amount. So I will convert this to average booking value. So just change the name of this. I'll change the name of this to average booking value. And I already told you formatting, two ways of formatting. So I formatted this by using format function and I formatted this by using decimal function. So both ways can be used. So just for your learnings, I showed you both the ways. In both the ways you can create that particulars, right? And now we will add the images over here. That is nothing but the icons, so that it will be easy and it will be looking intuitive to show. So I'll just click on insert and I will just go to image, and here you have an images. So first we want it for the total booking value. So that this is money amount we'll be using. So this is our total booking value. So just reduce it and bring it over here. Okay, so you can download this. This is also downloadable. All the images I have applied over here, right? So this is okay. So this is total booking. So booking value should be actually over here. So add it over here. So this is total booking value. Okay, then we will add one more, the car image. Where is it? Okay, so the other things we will add first. So we will add the distance. Okay, so the distance part we will add. So this is the total trip distance. Okay, and next we will add average trip distance. Okay, so this can be our average trip distance. You can use any other icons. It is not necessary that you should use this, but I thought this should be more suitable for this, so I used these particular icons. It's up to you which you want to use. And for time we will use this. So this is average trip time. Then I will choose the average booking value as this. Okay, and I'll go in downloads and let me find that particular image for us. Hmm, what I will do, I will just copy it from here. I will add it for you to download later. So this is our total bookings, right? So I will add this image later for you so you can download it from that particular thing. So I'll just increase this particular size a bit. Perfect. Now looks good. Okay, so these are our KPIs which we already created, and now this is our title. So we'll bring it to the center and good. Perfect. Few more. So this also bring to right. Perfect. So it looks good now. So this is our KPIs requirement which we have designed. Now we will go ahead and build our charts as well. Okay, so now next, as per our problem statement, if you can see here, we have to create a chart. And so this is our first requirement. So first we have to create two donut charts. The first is by payment, by trip type. But there are few conditions on it, that here should be a measure selector. That is nothing but you can switch between different measures, which is total bookings, total booking value, and total trip distance. So these will be the three measures on which you have to switch this particular chart. So first what we'll do, first we'll create this particular dynamic measures. So for that, what you can do is you have to go in modeling, and here you had see an option here called new parameter. So I'll just create a new parameter and I will create a numeric range, right? So not numeric range, I'll just create a field. So just create a field and I will name the parameter as dynamic measure. Why dynamic? Because we can switch between that particular measure. So I've just named it a dynamic measure, but it's up to you whichever you want. And then I will go into trip details, and first what we want is, as per that, is first is total bookings. So I'll just choose total bookings. Next is total booking value, and then last one is total trip distance. So these are the three which we want, based on which we have to switch that particular donut chart. So it will be in a single chart we can analyze three values. So I'll just create. As soon as you do, you can see this formula is automatically created after you do that. And this is the dynamic measure which is already been created over here. So I'll just reduce it. Select this particular. Okay, select any of the measure first. So first I will just select total bookings. Okay, so just select total bookings and then just go in format visual. In slicer settings, I will just choose it as style. Okay, and I will just do it likewise. I will increase and I will reduce it like this, likewise, and we'll bring it over here, right? And we'll jump do some more formatting. Slicer header we don't want to be mentioned. Okay. Selection, we will just keep it as single select. Okay, it should be a single select slicer. In values, we will make it as 12, and I will make it as Sagio, I mean to say semi bold, and I will make it as black. Okay, all right, in this way. And we'll just keep it as side right now, and we will just create a placeholder to take both the charts. So just go in insert, go in shapes, and I will just take it as a rounded rectangle. Okay. Then go to general, go to properties over here, and here the height for this I will just choose it as 325. The width I will choose it as 700. Okay, and the in effects, or just go in shapes first, go in shape, and the rounded corner I will choose it as 2%. The style I will choose the color for this as white, and border I will make it as hashtag 6 times 6. We will use the border. Okay, so this is the 6 times 6, the border which we will be choosing. Now I'll just bring it to the extreme left, and I will adjust it over here, right? So this will be the placeholder for us. Okay, and now I will bring this and I will place it over here. So you can see this has been gone behind this particular shape. So select this particular shape, go to format, and here just click on send backward. So automatically this will come forward, this particular dynamic measure. I'll just reduce these values likewise and like this. So you can see here it is right. And what I will do, I'll just go over here and we will reduce the values size. We'll make it as 10. Quits, and we'll bring it to center over here. Perfect. Right. And now we will create our donut chart. So I will just take a donut chart from here. So this will be our first donut chart. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to do it by payment type. So if you see the problem statement, we want it by payment type. So I'll just go over here and I will just take payment type is available over here. So where is it? So yeah, so this is the payment type I'll bring over here. And you can see this dynamic measure we have already created. So this is the dynamic measure. So we will take the dynamic measure and I will add it on to the values over here. So automatically now when I choose another dynamic measure, you can see the values are now changing, right? So first I will select this and we'll do some formattings on this. We'll go to general and in effects we'll turn off, and in title I will choose this to, let's say, 11 to black, and I will choose it as semi-bold. Okay. And in properties, I will choose the height for this as 215 and the width for this as 300. Okay. All right. And now just bring it over here. All right. And now let's do some formattings on this. So we don't want legend header. So just turn off the legend header. Okay. And uh, the values also. First we'll go to slices. So for slices for Uber Pay, I will choose the color as this. Okay, so yeah, this. For cash, I will choose it as this, or we can choose as this, or this should be fine. What should be that? Okay, we'll choose it as this. Then for Amazon Pay, we'll choose a white color. And for Google Pay, we'll choose it as a blue color. Okay, and yeah, then we will go to text. We'll reduce the text to 8, that is of this. And so this is legends, and in details our values here we will choose the semi bold and we'll make it this particular black color and we'll make it 8. Okay. Okay, perfect. So from here, you can see that when I click on this total booking value, you'll get the amount, you'll get the total booking values. But when I select total trip distance, you can see the blank, this visual goes blank. Why? So if you see the total trip distance, this is the formula which we have modified for the total trip distance. What's happening over here is because at the end we have used the concatenate functions, the total trip distance is no more a measure value or a numeric value. It has been converted to text, and if you bring any text value in to show in the form of a donut chart as a measure, it will not work, right? So for that, what we will do, the total trip distance, we will have to create a separate measure. So right click and I will create a new measure for this and I will name it as total trip distance and I will name it as measure. Okay, and here I will take it as sum of trip distance, right? So this is the proper value, right? And now close this, and now we have to change our measure over here, right? So instead of here, you can see in this particular dynamic measure, we have used total trip distance, but we have to use total trip distance measure. So just select the total trip distance measure and just click on OK. Okay, and close over here, right? But you can see right now all three are visible over here, but we have to just show the total trip distance over here, right? So now it's gone, right? So here you can see now it is only total trip distance and now it is working for that particular value over here, right? So in this way you have to work on changing and you should know how to change those particular measures over here. And by looking at this chart, what insights can be taken from here, that for the payment type of Uber Pay, most of the like 70% or 67% of people prefer to pay the rides through an Uber Pay. Like so, booking value also through Uber Pay is almost 1.1 million. That is 70.74K, 70.74%. right? So this is how you can take any insights from here. So more what you can do over here is we can just go over here and in details, in values, here you can say instead of display unit we will just change it to thousands, right? Yeah, you can just change it to 1000, and then I will just go in slices, in spacings, and here you can see I will just change the inner radius to 65%. Okay, so I'll just change this to 65%. And what more changes you can do is rotation. I will change this rotation, just make it as 10 or make it as 50 percentage. Still not working. Make it 40. What I want to do is this value which is breaking over here, I want to show it in full so that it should be working correctly. I'll make it as -10. It's still not. So let's make it as 80 percentage. Make it as 90. Make it as 20. All right, so it's still not working. So what we will do, we will go in general again and date format in visual, go in details, values, and here we will change instead of thousands, we will change it to millions only. So once you change it to millions, it is visible for us, right? But it is 0.0 million. That is what something it is changing. But here you can see it is correctly showing over here. What we will do, we will try to increase the size of this chart, so then it will be visible. Let's see. No, it's still not visible. I'm not sure why. Anyway, in thousands, what we'll do, we'll show the decimal places as 0. Okay, now it is showing, right? So what I've done is I've changed the decimal places, so it should not show any decimal places. So I've changed it to 0. So it is just showing me the pure value now, right? So in this way, how it works. Now the second chart which we have to create is by trip time. But this trip time, that is what should be day and what should be the night time, we have to create a measure for that. So first what we will do, we will create a measure for that. So I will just right click over there and I will create a new column for this. Okay, so I'll just create a new column. Make sure you take a new column and I will name it as trip type and I will name it as day or night. Okay, all right. And here we will write few calculations. So I will write first variable. I will write the calculation and I will show, tell you why we have wrote this. And I will name it as hour of day is equal to hour. Okay, hour of what? So everything which we are going to make use over here is of pickup time. So just I will make it as pickup date or pickup time over here. So we'll make it use of pickup time because this have the time component in it. So we'll make use of pickup time. And in return, what we want over here is I will use a if statement. So if the hour of day, that is if hour of day is greater than or equal to 17. What does it mean? What does this mean is if it is greater than or equal to 17 means what? If the time what we have done from this particular statement is hour of day, we have extracted the hour from this pickup time. We have extracted the hour, and if that particular hour is greater than or equal to 17, what does it mean that for night time, what I'm considering is after 9 o'clock, that is in 24-hour clock, 17 would be that particular hour, that is after 9 o'clock in the night, I will consider it as a night time. Okay, it is up to you, whatever time you have. If you want to consider after 8 o'clock, after 11 o'clock, here you can mention like 23, or you can mention your 17, 18, or 19. For me, it is 9 p.m. in the night, that's why 17. And I'm condition one, or condition, okay, if hour of day again. Okay, if this hour of day, control C, if it is greater than or equal to 17 and less than 6, means what? If how the clock works from morning, from night, it is greater than or equal to. So after any hour after 17, that is uh, 10, 11, 12 in the night up to 6 in the morning 6, it will be considered as a night time. So this is the condition which I have applied, comma. what should be the condition? If this condition which I have wrote over here, if it is satisfies, then I will name it as night trip. Okay. So this is the definition for me as a night trip. And if this condition does not satisfies, obviously it will be what? Day trip. So this is how we write it. And I will then close the bracket and hit enter. And now what I will do, I'll just copy the same over here, Control C, Control V, the same. We will use the same chart over here. And instead of payment type, what I want to use now, trip day time. So trip day and night time. So the same thing, only what we have doing here is instead of that, we have just taken over here the date, trip, that is trip, time and night, all those particular things over here, right? So this is what total bookings. You can either see it by total bookings, total booking values, or total trip distance. It's up to you, right? And we'll just increase the size of this so that everything is perfectly fitting over here. It's correct. So this is total booking value and this is total booking night. Okay, so we will do some formattings correctly on this. So what I will do, I will just select this and instead of this name, we will just mention it trip. Okay, we will just mention trip so it will be correctly fit over here. And so we will just go over here and in general, in properties, I will just specify the width of this as 300. And for this also, we will specify the width of this as 300 correctly. Okay. And now I will take it towards the right. Perfect. So this is, and now we will just give the colors correctly to this. So just select this, go to uh, details tab and no, go to slices and in date trip, we will select it as this color and this for this we'll just select. Okay, sorry. So for this we'll just select and for night trip we will select this particular. All right. So from here you will be able to understand that most of the trips are in day trip, but as I told you, the logic which we applied over here, you can change the logic with as per your requirement. You can change it to have your own logic. I mean to say, the thing which we have applied here is we have considered after 9 in the evening. So 9 p.m. in the evening, we have considered it as a night time. If you want to change it after 10, 11, or 8, you can do it and change it as per the 11 hour, 24 hours of clock. Until the morning 6 a.m., we have considered it as a complete night cycle. And apart from that, it is obviously a day trip. So based on that, I have selected it. But if you want, you can change it, right? So the 36% of night trip and 65% are of the day trips. And as per that, you can change and you can look for the total trip distance, total booking value, and all those things, right? So this is for by payment type and by trip for day and night. Similar way, as per our problem statement, if you move ahead, we also have to create a vehicle type analysis, a grid view in Power BI. So, and in this particular grid view, we have to add these measures, right? So we have to add total bookings, total booking value, average booking value, and total trip distance across different vehicle types in Uber tips, right? And we have to create a table for it, or we can also create a matrix visual. And we will apply some conditional formattings, and then we will sort it with respect to our requirements, right? So what I will do, I will just select this particular shape, Control C, Control V. I will bring it over here. Okay, and we will do some formattings on this. Okay, just go to General Properties and the height of this particular shape, I will take it as 300. Okay, and now I will just take it up below. Perfect. Now what we will do, I will just take a grid from here. So here it is. So this is the grid, and I will take a matrix view for that. And I will just make it and place it over here. So firstly, I will just go in general. Or first, what we will do, we'll just bring different values over here. So I will first bring vehicles on the roads. So we have to look it for different vehicles. Then we want first is total bookings. We have to see it for total bookings, right? So this is the total bookings. Then we have to see it for total booking value. Okay, so I've taken total booking value. Then we have to see it for average booking value. So here is average booking value. Then we will see it for total trip distance. So, and total trip distance, I will be taking this measure, right? That is the measure we created for this particular analysis. I don't want to take it where it shows at the miles at the end. So I will take the other measure we created, that is total trip distance measure, which will just show us the values because the grid is not big to show the miles and all those things. So we'll take a smaller grid over here, right? And now what I will do, I will just take it over here and I will just go to general now, and the width height for this I will choose it as 185, and the width for this I will take it as 680. Okay, and now I'll just bring it over here. All right, and now let's do some formattings on this quickly. So what we will do, just let me see what is the height of this. I think so it is something different. Okay, so the height is 245, so I will just change it to 245. Okay, so we will have the correct visuals. So this is 245, and the width for this is 610. Okay, so the width is actually 610, and the width is 610. Perfect. And I will bring it over here. So now let's do some formattings on this. So first is the measure which you can see over here. I will just change it to just total trip distance and hit enter. So it will be not visible over here in the grid. Now we will just go over here and I will do some formattings on this. So firstly go to grid. I will turn on the horizontal grid lines. I will make those white, and the width for this I will take it as 10. Okay, so you can say the grid size is increased in row wise so that we have a enough space in between two rows. Vertical grid lines we will not add. The border we'll just add it at top and we will make it as gray color, right? And next what we will do, we will go in the values. Here I will add it as Seju semi-bold, and I will make it as 13. Okay, so values I will add and convert it into 13. And alternate background color also we will make it to white, so we don't want any alternate colors over here. Then we will go to column headers. I will make it to semi-bold, and I will make it to 11. Okay, so I will convert it into 11. And let's move ahead. We'll convert this to center. Alignment will convert it into center. And then row headers, I will make it to again Sage semi-bold, and I will convert this to 14. Okay, so let's make it 14. And the subtotals we don't want. I'll just turn off all the subtotals. All right. And now we have to add just few specific columns. Okay, so go in specific columns. So for total bookings, you can see over here the display. We just want it to one decimal point. So we don't want any values after decimal point. So I will just make it as 0. So make it 0. Similar way, I want for total booking value also, I will just make it to 0. Average booking value also, we will make it to 0, right? And for total trip distance as well, we'll make it to 0, right? And now we will just adjust our columns over here, so you can move those. Okay, this also will just move a bit so that it is perfectly is been available correctly over here. And now we will just go back over here for a specific column, and you can adjust everything at center. Just select each and every column and make it at center. Okay, for total booking value and for average booking value also. So everything is right now at center, viewable correctly, and I'll just take it to right now. All right. And now what we will do, I will just add the vehicle images. You can see over here, I have added over here. So these vehicle images I will add, which will give us an idea at vehicle, how that particular vehicle looks like. And this will be always sorted by using vehicle type, right? So I'll just click on this. So you can see it will be always sorted by using vehicle type. So Uber Excel. And so what will happen when we add those images over here? And when the vehicles are added over here, if you sort it by any value, you will be not able to correctly judge which vehicle is for what. Because if value changes, this particular order of this Uber X and all those will also change. But order of those vehicles cannot be changed, right? Because those are not dynamic, those will be static and manually added. And that's the reason we are doing that. Okay. So I'll just close this and this. So now we will add over a vehicle over here. Go to insert and go to images, right? So here you can see images is there. So I will add an Excel for Excel. So this is the Excel vehicle. So I'll just reduce the size likewise, and we will just bring it over here, right? Likewise. So let me see if it is correctly added or not. Okay, looks good. Okay, so this is Uber XL, and now we will add for Uber X as well. So this will be Uber X. So in India, the different names are given for Uber vehicles, right? Or Ola vehicles as well. So it can be given differently in India, but in US and in other countries they are named in this particular way, right? In India we called it as Mini, Prime, Sedan, and all those things. But in other countries they are named different. All right. So this will be our Uber green vehicle, that is for electric vehicle, right? So this is of electric vehicle. So this is our electric vehicle. And we have to add Uber Comfort as well. So this will be Uber Comfort. And now we will add the Uber Black. This is Uber Black. And now what I will do, I'll just select all of this and go to format, go to align, and we will just align center. Okay. So those will be perfectly at the center. So you can see we have created this, and now we will add the title as well. So I will take the title from here itself. Just copy this, Control C, Control V, and I'll just select the entire. Let me see. So vehicle type analysis. So what I will do, I'll just delete this and I will just create a title here itself. So I'll just create a new measure over here. So why I'm doing this, because if you create a title from here, you don't have a Sagio UI semi-bold font if you use a text. So I'll use a title for grid. Okay, and I will just write in, that is in in make it a string and write it in double inverted comma. So vehicle type analysis. And just hit enter. Okay, and now in visualization, and here we will take a card and we will take that vehicle type analysis, the title. Where is it? Title for grid. We'll do some formattings quickly. We don't want effects as well. In category value, we will make it as 11 and I will make it as Seju semi-bold. Okay, so this will be the title for us. Right, so you can see this is the title. Actually make it 12. Okay, now looks good, right? So this is a vehicle type analysis, and now we will add some formattings also over here. I'll just select this particular grid, go over here in visual, then in total bookings, I will just go in conditional formattings and I will add the data bars over here. And I will just add the positive data bars of this particular color. Axis also I will add of this color and I'll just click on OK. And as soon as you do, you can see a data bar is added over here. So by looking at the data bar, you will understand that Uber X is the most used vehicle where total bookings are almost 38,000. And at second number, there is Uber XL, then you have Uber Black, then you have Uber Comfort, and then there is Uber Green, right? So the most used vehicle for Uber rides in through an Uber app here you can see it is Uber X, right? So in this way you can create this particular visuals over here, right? So this is for this vehicle type analysis. And now next we will move as per our problem statement. We have to find it for total bookings by day, right? So we have to find we will move ahead and we have to find it for total bookings by day, right? So we have to find out the different trends and fluctuation for a daily trips, right? So for daily trips, what are the different fluctuations and all those things? Those particular we have to find out. We have to identify peak and off-peak booking days and understanding the impact of external factors as well, right? So first, what we will do, I will just go over here in our dashboard and I will just copy the Control C and Control V the background for us, right? And now I will do some formattings on this. So I will just go in general and in properties, I will just choose the height for this as 185 and the width for this I will take it as 680, right? And I'll just take it to extreme right through arrow keys. Okay, so you can see you have to perfectly match it over here. So it's now matching correctly. All right. And now here we will be building an area chart. So I'll just take an area chart and here I have to take, so from calendar table, you have already created a date over here. So from day hierarchy, I will just take a day over here. Okay, just take day over here and I will just take the total bookings. We have to look it for total bookings, right? So this is the chart which we are interested in. Then we will just do some formattings quickly on this. I'll just go to format visual. On x-axis, I will just turn off the title and I will go in y-axis. I will turn off the values as well as the title because uh, I think so values should be kept, but doesn't matter. Then we will turn off all the grid lines as well. So just go to grid lines. I will turn off the grid lines. I will go to shaded area. First, we will go to lines and here I will make it a smooth color. I will choose it as black. Okay. And in shaded area, just make this transparency to 85%, right? And now we will just adjust our visual in this particular background. Okay. So width will increase. Right. And now, for you can see it is not starting exactly from 1 or 0. It is starting actually the axis is from 0. So we can make changes over here. So you can change this to minimum start from 1. Okay, so now you can see it has been starting from 1 over here.